because you are carrying on your past life karma. So whatever you have, karma is something you cannot escape. If not in this lifetime, some other lifetime. And as we keep on going through this cycle of life and death, we keep on learning new lessons. We keep on working on these karmas. And every time we have this karma, we are able to, reduce it to a lifetime when we have been able to erase a lot of our past. Now, this is what happens normally, but we can also speed up this karma. How? By following certain spiritual practices like meditating, charity, forgiving. Forgiveness is something which is very
Forgiving is
underrated.
most important, yeah.
It
Forgiving
is the most important thing, and
art of forgiving. It can happen with the living and the dead also.
yes, yes, because it's the energy.
Okay. So this getting back to Akashic records.
Yeah.
Number one, how are these records read, and how the message passed down? Do they converse with the souls? Because the record is supposed to be kept by the soul, which is present there, or are they kept separately? How do you retrieve them? So messaging that is done from soul to yourself. How does that messaging done? Like like in technology area, you did retrieve something from a data bank or database. You on the click of button, you get to read it on the screen. So how do these Akashic message readers, record readers, get those messages?
I have personally gone to people uh, who felt hurt by me, not for my action, but because of a friend's action. I have called them up and I've said sorry, and it was not even my fault. But you will not believe the bond that I formed with those people right now as I speak. I am likely to get a call from that person. Created that bond because क्या हो जाएगा? You will not become small by saying it. And I always believe you don't even have to go and say, you just say that, God, I am ready to forgive. And also, sometimes we also sometimes may have done something to someone unintentionally. I might have cracked a joke at your appearance maybe at some point of time, and it was a joke for me, but for you, you were hurt. You
Yeah,
are carrying a grudge.
yeah.
So unknowingly I have done it. I have done it in this lifetime. I could have done it in a past lifetime, either with you or with somebody else. So I always feel that you ask for forgiveness from these souls. You need not know who they are. Because throughout our life, if we have lived for 40, 50 years, or maybe even more, we would have, hurt or harmed someone unknowingly also. So just tell God, ask the divine, God, whatever name you want to say, just ask for forgiveness. And if you remember the name,
This
fine.
this art of forgiving, it can happen with the living and the dead also.
Yes, yes. Because it's the energy.
Okay. So this getting back to Akashic records.
Yeah.
Number one, how are these records read, and how the message passed down? Do they converse with the souls? Because the record is supposed to be kept by the soul, which is present around, or are they kept separately? How you retrieve them? So messaging that is done from soul to yourself. How does that messaging done? Like like in technology area, you did retrieve something from a data bank, the database. You on the click of button, you get to read it on your screen. So how do these Akashic message readers, record readers, get those messages?
Okay, so there are various methods of doing it. There are some people who will be accessing the records for you because they have undergone certain training, they have gone through certain spiritual practices, they are highly psychic beings and who can access them for you. Here also, let me tell you, be very careful of choosing a correct person. Ask your soul. When you're really ready, you will find, whenever the student is ready, the master appears, you'll find the correct person. So here, because a lot of privacy is important, the soul's privacy, the respect, and obviously of the client. And we have to close all the portals. Once the reading is over, the portals have to be closed. We end it there and we thank and we move on. So there are people who will read it for you. There are some people who will make you go through that process where you will be able to hear the the angels are called devdoots, I think. They will whisper in your ear. So when we say, no, I have seen my past, you don't see it. Everybody doesn't see. Some people will sense, you will hear a sound, you will just feel a presence around you. You might be able to, smell something, so you would know that something is around you. So that is how these lessons are revealed. So it is different for different people. I personally prefer to do it with charts. Like I have some 32 charts which are part of the spiritual response therapy. In those charts you have certain, aspects of your life, how many generations and when, what cast of characters are there. So through the use of a pendulum you can do it. You can do it through meditation. I can do it for you, or I have the I will ensure that you are able to see it. So for different people, it is different. There's no one particular way of accessing the records.
Okay. But accessing the record, while accessing the record, do you get to connect with the soul?
Yes,
So obviously the soul has to permit you to read her record, his
yes.
or her record.
So first and foremost, the seeker who has come, that person's explicit permission is required. Also, the thing is that because the person is coming with a conscious mind, the soul has to give the permission. And then when we connect to the higher realms, and you've had multiple lifetimes, multiple things, so what is revealed we really don't know. A part of your lifetime will be revealed, only that part your soul is ready to accept currently is what will be revealed to you at that point of time.
Yeah, because the soul is supposed to be having lot of lives.
Yes,
Life, recycle, life, death, life,
absolutely.
death, life, death, as it is stated in the Gita. Like,
Yeah,
you take away your old clothes and wear a new cloth.
yeah.
The soul also takes a new body, leaves the old body. So the soul might have had different lives. Okay, 4, 5, 10, whatever, 6, 7. 7 generations is what we talk about in the Hindu
You could
mythology.
have had 500-600 lifetimes also. It's
Oh,
possible.
so
Yeah,
if you try to talk to the soul
yeah.
about with my connectivity, but the soul's record must be 500
No,
previous
no,
janmas.
no, no. It is basically you do not do connect to a soul just like that. It is like you say that I have faced a certain loss in my life, or I am again and again meeting a guy or a girl who is always, backstabbing me and going away. So I am not able to get married and settled in life. I've had a loss in my life, or I was always treated badly. So this is an obstacle or a problem in your life, and you need to get over it. Why is it happening? When that why happens, then is the time when you are ready to understand what is it. So when a person comes, they don't come just to get to know someone. It is better not to do it that way. It is basically about your personal growth. It is about your healing journey. So an Akashic record is basically a sacred space for your self-realization. So when we are accessing them, we are not seeking any answers outside ourselves. We have to remember what our soul was, what our journey has been. So in this process of healing, it is your awareness which is everything. So, whatever is your pain, whatever is your pain or obstacle, this records will help you to uncover the roots of that emotional pain or that energetic pain. What is the origin of your repetitive fears? What is it that is, what are your unhealed memories?
Okay.
So, we are struggling within this lifetime,
But what is
like I
what is the
said.
unhealed memory? I mean, you
Unhealed
carrying
memory
those
is that
carrying
probably,
those
you
bad
did not.
baggage.
So probably it is an unrequited love. You had loved someone, and lifetime after lifetime, you're not able to meet up with that soul. So that is an unhealed experience. It could be that I wanted to study, but I was not allowed to study. So you could be
Ah,
changing genders
you
sometimes.
might have felt hurt by somebody.
Yes, yes, it could be anything. So,
Okay.
when whatever we are struggling in this life, it has its echoes in the other timelines, in other ancestral experiences. So these records, what they do is they bring these patterns into your consciousness. So then you can understand them and then you can release them.
See these souls, these Akashic records, the souls keep have. Uh, do they carry the record with them or they leave it behind somewhere? I'll tell you why. Where I'm coming from. A soul takes, supposing, departs from this current body, goes on onward journey, takes a new form, a new form. So if the soul goes into a new body, maybe here, may not be here, it could be in any format, any form. Because they say Manava Janma Ati Uttamam, Ati Durlabham, the most difficult to attain also. The soul may not be getting into another human life, it may be getting into something else. So, so how do you do the tuning, fine tuning? And of course, I'm not asking for the science of doing it. So, how does that happen? If the soul is supposed to have gone to some other body, it's an old record. So, does it carry with her or it is kept in some
Okay, so the
storage
record
somewhere?
is there. The record is there. So with a
Okay.
new body, when this body dies, the records is also there. It's the same soul. So the
Yeah.
lifetimes, this is a different lifetime, this is a different lifetime, but it's the same soul. So it's like getting stacked one after the other. And the Akash or the higher consciousness knows what is what. You and I don't know. So you have to understand one thing, that this is not, because we are living in times where we need to see something. It has to have structure, it has to have form, it has to have proof. But this
Yeah.
is something which is very mystical. So you cannot prove, you cannot have form. So it's only, there are certain souls who are privileged enough to have access to these.
Hmm.
It is I think God's grace that some people have it. And there are some people who really understand what this is, because
Yeah.
sometimes, so sorry to say, but because of technology and because of reels and all, your algorithm will pick up certain things and will keep showing you. So
Yeah.
when you keep seeing Akashic records, you say, oh acha, you feel that if I access my Akashic records, I will have solution to everything. It is not like that. Is your soul ready? Because a lot of inner work has to be done. If I tell you, in your past life you've done XYZ things, and you say, oh wow, I have seen it, and you're not happy to hear that because this is not what you wanted to hear. So you go to another person, you go to another person. What you need is inner work. So you know that, okay, I have a lot of anger inside me because in my past life I had faced these things, and I
Yeah.
had, this is all repressed emotions, I've not been able to do this. So what you need to do is, the Akashic records have been read for you. Then what? Then you need to do a lot of inner work. How do you do it? You can do it through prayers, you can do it through meditation, you can do it through grounding, you can meet someone who will put you on that field, you will find a guru, or maybe you have a guru. And sometimes, what also happens is, in this lifetime, there are certain things which are irreversible. You have to go through it because that's how the karmic journey has to be. So you accept it. You accept it, you realize it's God's grace. So, what can I do to make things better? Suppose somebody is, say, has only one leg, will suddenly not grow another leg, but probably if he is meant to, with your prayers and practices, could be guided to a doctor or to a technology where he is given an artificial limb. It is also possible that that person goes through this lifetime with one leg, but he is successful, he finds peace, because it's not that if you have one leg you cannot do. There are certain things which you can sit and do. So this person may become a motivational speaker. So it's accepted that this lifetime will be with one leg, and okay, let me make the best of what I have. First
So
thing is
then there's a
acceptance.
karmic thing about the life that you carry on. You come to the soul is supposed to be selecting its next path,
Yes,
next
yes.
journey. Okay. So my soul got into this body, this structure today. So it has chosen to do this certain things. So accept that and allow myself to do whatever happening, or if there's something going wrong, or I'm going a little astray, getting in touch with my retrieving my Akashic record. Is there any way that I can do course correction?
Okay, so one is accepting that yes, I have chosen. Nobody agrees. Many people don't agree to it. We always choose our lesson, our lifetime, our parents. So if you've had bad parents, don't say that, you were having fun and I was born. I didn't ask to be born. You
Ah,
chose to be born. You chose to be born. This is a fact. We always choose our parents. Number one. Number two is that once you have realized, because in certain time, there will be a certain time in your life, you'll say, I don't know what is past life, I don't believe, and go on with it.
you
That
mean the
is one
souls of
method.
the souls of my soul, my parents' soul. You mean to say we must have come to some kind of understanding, some
Yes.
contract that I'm coming
Yes.
to.
Absolutely. So what we call genetics in science is also
Yeah.
a karmic bond. Now, what you can do is now you have realized that there is something going wrong, something which is bothering me. You will feel that pain inside you. You feel that restlessness. Like it happened with me. I felt restlessness. I felt I don't belong. What is it? And then slowly, gradually, I got into various prayers, meditations. I used to go to temples. You will also find your way. Now, because of technology, you will also find, okay, I want to do an Akashic. Because today's topic is on Akashic records. I'll talk about this. So I want to get my Akashic records access to find out why am I suffering in this lifetime. So you have found, you go, you get your Akashic records accessed, read to you, you understand, and what happens after that is sometimes you will cry because the release has happened, because you don't know how you're going to react after the session is over.
Yeah.
You might become very quiet and ponder over, oh, this was it like this, and then sometimes it could be you during after the session you start crying because the release has happened. It's not because you feel emotionally, yes, emotionally you feel vulnerable, but also crying is a release. So a part of your healing has happened. Now you have an onward journey. Now what you do is you have to keep working on that. Forgiving, prayers, charity. We have to do a lot of give back to society.
You may
We
require
don't
guidance
do.
for it, no? You might require full
It
guidance
is
for it
better to get guidance. It is
because
always better
it can
because
disturb you.
yes,
You can go
it
a
is
little
always good
astray.
to
Or
have a spiritual guru, and um, whom you will get is again dependent on how you are tuning, because nowadays it is difficult to get a true
good guru.
guru, but it is not impossible.
Hmm.
It's not impossible.
And that guru need not be a spiritual guru. It could be a good guide also.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
It could be a good
but it
friend.
would
It could be a good
always
master.
it would always benefit if that person is a trained in some form, like either trained in either of the spiritual practices or a trained psychologist. um, some kind of training is required.
Okay. One final question, Joyita. See, you have this thing called astrology. People draw your charts, your grasthiti, etc. At the time of your birth. Planet is in a certain house, certain position, etc.
Yeah, yeah,
You get to know. Your pundits read it for you. Say that this is what's happening. You have this bad karmic thing, karma that you're carrying on, etc. And then you're destined to this cannot destined to happen to you.
yeah,
You could be accident, it could be what we call gandas, different dangers that you come across, or you do very well, or that is certain stages of difficulty, obstacles in your life. All that broadly written in that jatak, what do you call it? That keep it on one side and go to Akashic record reader like you and read my past and compare them, juxtapose them. And is there any way I can do, as I said, course correction?
it doesn't happen that way. What I feel is that when your horoscope or your chart is drawn, that is what you're born with.
And your soul is chosen to become that.
Your soul has chosen. But with our karma, we can change a lot of it. There are certain things which are sthai, which will always stay the way they are. But there are certain things which you can overcome. I'll just give you my example, my personal example. My father wanted me to be a doctor, and somewhere when I was in 11th, I realized that I don't, I don't think that I'm able to get into that field. Um, some person who saw my horoscope that time said you must go into the technical field, and I was not very good in technical field also. But anyways, whatever I studied, I worked in the corporate, I have studied, I have excelled in certain places, not did mediocre in certain places. And when and I always got into, I was always attracted by the occult. Now if I look at my chart, I
Attracted by,
know
sorry, I can hear that word.
occult, all
Occult,
these
okay.
things. And now when I look at my chart, I see that I was meant to do what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I was born with that destiny, but probably there was no one to guide my parents or tell me about it. It was, I was subtly put into this direction because I have been practicing for 20 plus years before I have started going out and giving, sharing my expertise with the world. Prior to that, it was my own journey. So my soul, there was a divine hand somewhere telling me about it. And had I met these people, I might have been doing this for a longer time. But I also realized that first you need to work upon yourself. If you do not cleanse yourself, you don't purify yourself, you cannot do it for others. Number one. Number two is whatever I went through in my life, personally, professionally, it is all because I was meant to. Probably certain of my karmas have been cleared by living that. And today I am ready for it. But today, if somebody sees my chart, they would have said, you were born for this. Then why did I do the rest? A part of my life was spent in studying something and not this. Why did I not get a good guru? Why did I get a guru when I received? I really don't have answers to it, and it's better not to
Into
get
this.
into it. But I would also like to say that, see, they are all different paths leading you to this, whether it is astrology, whether it is healing, whether it is Akashic reading, a past life regression, or whatever work you are doing. They are various paths towards self realization, towards making you realize that you are part of the divine consciousness. And in simple terms, we say that you are getting closer to God. But that's not true because we are always close to God. God and I. So, in our practice, we have a very nice prayer. We say, Spirit and I are one. Spirit is nothing but God. So we are
Okay.
one. Whenever we speak, we are part of that consciousness, but we forget. We've been taught initially.
Like they say in Hinduism, aham brahmosmi, I am.
Absolutely right. Because I am that I am. Because when you say no, you have to be God fearing. God is not someone to be feared. God will punish you for your sins. God doesn't punish us for our sins. And there is nothing called sin. In my culture, I feel there is nothing called sin. It is a karma. You have come to me, ask for food, I can give you food. It is karma. It is not right or wrong. So I have given you food because you're hungry. I have created karma. I will be facing the consequences. You have come to me, you are hungry, and I just kick you and throw you out. It is not wrong. It is karma. So the consequence of this I will be facing. So every time, whatever we do, it is not a sin. It is not something to be punished. It is something that we have to face the consequences of our actions. As simple as
Then,
that.
like in your personal case that you described, that you wanted to do something, your dad wanted to become something, and you realize that this is what you've been destined finally. Probably you realize the purpose of your life.
Yeah.
So at that stage, the flip side, because I generally speak, we have to ask negative questions, and normally we're trained to look at negative things.
Yeah.
That's part of our life. So the flip side is, does it give a sense of pride to the people, like, I mean, not say you, but somebody like you realizing that this is what I'm destined to do. Finally, so I'm the greatest. Is there any chance of that sense of pride entering?
So, where I come from, I do not feel there is anything pride. It is basically divine grace. Like we say कि भगवान की मेहर है. Meher is something like it's just divine grace. I cannot think of any other word. I'm blessed. So I feel that I am blessed that I found my calling. I am blessed that I have been able to, whatever karmic journey I had in the past, whatever trauma and anger that I had, I have been able to heal that part of my life.
No,
I
that is
don't feel.
for the people like you who are noble thoughts, a noble soul, I can say.
You and I are
But
one.
no,
We are
but there are
interconnected.
no, but there are Rakshasas, Pravruti people, like say one is Ravan. he gets so many blessings from the god, from the Shiva. There are other Bhasmasur, other Rakshas also.
Yeah.
So once they get the power in their hands, like they say, in current democracy, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So is there any chance of that happening, and how does God correct such people?
It is your karma who will make you suffer, but in which lifetime, when, we really don't know. And the power is basically to understand yourself. When you are able to understand yourself, that is the biggest power. The biggest power is to forgive. The
Yeah.
biggest power is to love. And love is unconditional and it's something very divine. So, what you are talking of, the people, I can understand what you are saying, but I do not, I tend to, send only love and blessings to those people. And I always pray that may they be blessed with divine wisdom, and whenever their time is right, because see, you cannot appreciate light if there is no darkness.
Yeah.
So I think the earth, the world, this earth needs these souls, for the enlightened souls, or for the souls who choose to walk the right path. Otherwise you will not be able to appreciate. If everybody is good, you will not be able to appreciate. So just think of how beautifully God has created this earth. He's given all kinds of people. There will be no two people who are similar, neither in looks, nor in complexion, color, nor in the life journey they have had.
No, if all the souls are good, all the souls are noble
Yeah.
before they enter a particular body. Why do you have this good, bad, and ugly scenario?
All souls cannot be good, no, because see, the soul, it's not that souls are not good. The souls have chosen, that in some lifetime I have been a warrior. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
some lifetime I have been a warrior. In some lifetime, and so I will have to pay for that, no?
Okay.
So this is the lifetime where you will be atoning for it. Okay, in some lifetime, somebody has killed me. Doesn't mean that this lifetime I'll kill. Probably I'm able to forgive in this lifetime. But yes, there might be some clashes, and I realize, oh, this is what had happened. I had a pain. The person who had killed will have a realization in this lifetime or the next. We really do not know, because it's a very vast thing, and certain things are really not in our hands. So best is to go with the flow. But just one realization is important: is that we are not separate from the divine consciousness. We are one. Whatever life has given to us, yes, we have to accept it. And then what can I do to make it better? When you get a job, you always, even if you're doing well, you always think that, can I do something better? Can I get another promotion? Can I get a salary hike? Can I look for, some versatile kind of a different thing? Can I move to a different city? We do think. And I'm just giving a very mundane, small example of a job. So
Yeah.
why not for our soul's journey, for our life's journey? What can I do better? And nobody can ever be the best, because it's a work in progress. Every day, every minute, you can just try and evolve into a better human being.
Great. On that note, we'll say thank you very much, Joyita, for your illuminating thoughts,
Thank you so
and
much for having
let
me
us know
here.
about this Akashic records and their importance. And I believe, I trust uh, our viewers will be much more enlightened with this talk. And if they have any doubts anytime, they can post their queries in the comment section.
Sure,
We
sure,
will try and attend to those queries later on. Thanks a lot,
sure. Thank you
and
so
have a
much. Namaste. Yeah.
namaste and stay safe. Thank you.